Welcome to this brief video tutorial. Upon opening the project file, this is what you should be seeing. Now I have imported here three files in order to demonstrate how the logo works. And in order to import any type of file, whether it be video, image or logo, simply double click inside this area over here, go to your file destination and double click to import any file, like so. Alright, and that's how you import a file. And for this demonstration, I'm just gonna create a new composition here, and I'm just gonna make this full HD. And let's set the duration maybe to 300 frames, which is roughly 10 seconds. I'm gonna drop a picture I have imported here, and this can be your video or image. It really works with anything. Alright, and I placed it inside the composition, and let's say I want to transition from this picture to our second picture over here, and I'll just place this on top. And alright, so your video will be rolling, right, and then it will somewhere around this part, let's say that you want the transition to happen, and let me actually scale this down a bit just so it matches. Alright, so here is where the transition would happen. I can simply go inside either of these variations here. So let's start with the first one, logo transition 1. Inside your render folder, you can drag and drop your logo transition 1 composition in the timeline like so. And then you just have to roughly match the animation just so it's right where the transition, where you want the transition to happen, basically. Sorry. And here you can see that the transition, let's actually just adjust the transition where the logo transition ends. So roughly around this place is where the transition should happen. And let me just shorten this layer as well, just so it's all nice and tidy. Alright, so we have our first image, and then the transition happens and it zooms in, and then this nice flare fades it out to our second transition, to our second image rather. Alright, so that's how you can adjust the transition. Of course, normally the ideal thing to do here is you can go inside this composition, and you should really make a movie out of this, or rather save it as a rendered file. And you can go this by going you can do this by going to composition, going to pre-render, and inside custom AV over here, make sure that whatever format you're choosing, your channel's output should be RGB plus alpha. And this will this will export it with the transparency, so you can overlay it afterwards on top of your footage, right? So make sure this is set to RGB plus alpha, and also make sure this is you're also exporting audio effects if you want to export the sound effects as well. Alright, and usually AV should be really good, and hit OK here and then save your file and render. Alright, let's talk about really how you can actually edit the logo and the colors. So if you step inside this composition, logo transition 1, you will have a colors layer over here, and if you go to effect controls up here at the top and press F3 on your keyboard, if this window isn't showing, alright, so F3 shows this window up. And then you can simply select a new color here. So let's go with a green, and the green will change the background color for your logo backdrop. And then you also have a collision color for this as well, so you can choose a different color for the collision here. You can even use maybe something like a blue here. Alright, so this should give you the right idea. So this is about the colors. Let's go back, and inside the edit folder here, you can access the composition logo holder _1, and here you can edit your logo. So I have already imported a logo, and I can simply drop my new logo file inside the composition. I will delete the previous logo that was there. I can select the logo layer and press S for scale, and I'll just scale this down and move it over to the side. And then for our text, you can double click the text and choose your new text like so, and this is a big noodle titling from thefont.com, the font name, and you can rescale this and reformat your text however you want. Of course, you don't have to use a text layer as well. You also have the option to just use just a simple logo file or logo image. Let's see. Alright, so this is how it looks with just the logo. Also, something to take note is the project applies a glow to your logo, and if the glow is too strong, you can go inside your logo holder composition, and with your logo layer selected, you can go to effects, type in curves here and add a curves adjustment to your logo layer, and grab this upper point here and just drag this down. Alright, so this will sort of take out the brightest spots from your logo, just so when you go back to your render composition, the glow doesn't overblow and really distort your logo. So that's something to take care of. For example, if your logo would contain really bright white spots, like for example like this, you can see that the glow sort of overblows everything up, and you can fix this by just adding a curves layer and just modifying the brightest spots, like so. So that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, let's delete this and let's turn back our layer. Alright, and this is how you edit your logo, and the same thing goes, the exact same process applies to our second logo transition here. So if you step inside the render, I can double click here and I can choose a color for this. This only has one color control for the backdrop. Simply change the color for that and use different tones. Alright, and then for your logo, same thing here, just simply drag your logo like so, delete the previous logo, select your new logo and scale and reposition accordingly. And now if you go back, you can see it updating, and the same thing you should do here as well for the second logo transition. You should pre-render this and just make sure it contains RGB plus alpha for the transparency channel, and don't forget to check audio output as well. So that's it, thanks for watching, hope this helped.